Today I want to jump on here and talk to you about your financial thermostat. I'm going to explain what that means and also give you my 3 tips on how you can increase your financial thermostat, which means you can also increase your wealth. Now, money, that word has so many different connotations depending on which country you're from, which family you grew up with. Money is a very loaded word. But regardless of the word, your life is going to look like the definition of that word. So what I mean by that, if you think money is something that makes people evil, you're not going to want to make money, are you? Because if you make money subconsciously, you're then thinking, oh my God, I'm that kind of person, the kind of person that nobody likes, which means you'll start to sabotage for yourself. Now I work with loads of entrepreneurs, and most people that start working with me have a pretty crap relationship with money. So their financial thermostat, which means the places between that they are comfortable at, is quite low. So like what I mean by that is this. If I make this amount of money, I feel semi-comfortable up to about that amount of money. Now, if I make above that, the temperature gets so hot, I can't handle it. If I make below that, it gets so cold, I can't handle it. But this is one thing that I've noticed about working with people for a really long time, and specifically entrepreneurs. We know how to be with making less money than our financial thermostat, i.e. being down here in the cold part. We know how to be with that much, much easier than how to make above and when things get really hot. Because most people have had a time in their life when they don't have much money. Maybe when you're in university, there's a time in your life where you were actually could feel that feeling of it being really cold, and you've become kind of okay with it. You're not comfortable there, absolutely not, but you can handle being there because you've experienced it before. But most people have not experienced above their threshold, so above the temperature that they're used to, and when it gets really hot, they don't know what to do with themselves. That's why people that, for example, win money on the lottery, they start to panic. A lot of people, start buying things. They don't even need those things, but they start buying things because the temperatures become so hot. They don't know how to be with themselves when they make that much money because they haven't worked on themselves and their identity to actually receive that amount of money. Some people even kill themselves. There's a suicide rate is really high for people that win loads of money in the lottery, and people are shocked thinking, this is crazy, you've got everything now, why would you do that? Because you don't know who you are, and it becomes too fast because it's like that. You don't know how to step into that person because you haven't done the internal work. That's why I always say the internal work is crucial, because if you can become so comfortable with money and you can raise your financial thermostat to an endless height, not like where you are today, that also means that you can attract more money into your life because you think you're worthy more money. So that's what you're putting out into the universe. I am worthy abundance, and I really feel it. So that means you have no fear when you start getting higher. So you don't have to become either the person that spends all the excess money that makes you freak out, or the person that then wants to store it and you become stingy instead. Why am I making all this money and now I'm stingy? It's because you're not comfortable at those levels, which means you've got to raise yourself up to a higher level emotionally. 3 ways that you can do that, and these are my 3 tips today on how to get a better relationship with money. Number 1, find out what your relationship is today. Seriously, find out. If I say money equals, what's the first word that comes behind that? Now, if the word after that is freedom, opportunity, love, and you really mean that, not just saying that because you want it to be like that, but you actually feel it, you are 1 step ahead. But for most people, money equals fear, scarcity, something I don't have, evil. If that's your definition, you've got to redefine the definition with money. So first tip is this: write down your definition of money, and then write down a definition that you would like to have instead. If you don't have a good definition today, what definition do you want to have? So that's number 1. Number 2, take out loads of cash. Like seriously, have cash in your hand. Because for a lot of people, money is a number in the bank and you don't want to look at it. You don't want to look at it, so you don't look at your bank account. I look at my bank account every single day. every single day. I have loads of money that I put into my wallet, and this is what I practiced when I started coming into a different relationship with money. I would have loads of money in my wallet, and every day I would pick it up, I would move it, I would touch it, I would smell it, I would feel it, I would be with it. So I started to become comfortable with being around a lot of money, which would raise my threshold of what I could tolerate in terms of making money. I started looking at my account every single day, welcoming money that came in, honoring the money that came in, not being scared to look at it in case it's gone down and then I feel scarcity. So be around money, tip number 2. Look at it, take it out from the ATM, talk about it to people, be around it, feel it, smell it, all that kind of stuff. And number 3, take the affirmations or the statement that you had from number 1, how you want to feel about money, plus add it with affirmations and practice it every day in the mirror. Now, why you need to do that is because you are reconditioning your mind into being with money. So you need to be doing affirmations and statements every single day in the mirror so that you train your brain. It's like learning a new language. You're learning the language of falling in love with money, but you can't do it by just thinking it. You need to practice it like you do with the language. Speak it out loud, speak it out loud, speak it out loud, speak it out loud, and eventually talking about money, feeling like you're worthy of money because you've designed those statements, and being around a lot of money is not going to be uncomfortable for you anymore. Then what happens? You raise your threshold. So then when you're working with somebody, for example with me, and you start making shitloads of money, you're no longer afraid. Now you welcome it, and your life will actually go to the place that you've always wanted it to go but never thought was possible, because money gives us freedom of choice.